Hello and welcome back to Emily Cat 176. It's Friday. The weeks are already flying, aren't they? So, for anyone who's looked at this site, you know, as I've said before, I like audiobooks. I like reading, but I also like audiobooks because I have bad hearing. I wear hearing aids. My phone is connected to my hearing aids. I don't have them in yet this morning, but I don't go anywhere without my hearing aids. And on my phone, I have Audible. Now, a big part of audiobooks, it depends on the person who's reading the book. It can really enhance the book. And the question I have asked is, have you ever listened to an audio book read by the author? Well, I have. This past week, I have been listening to Blackberry Wine. This was an early novel by the author Joanne Harris, and it's Joanne Harris who is actually narrating her own novel. I think it just adds to the audio, because I don't know, do writers read bits out loud while they're writing to see how it sounds or whatever? I don't know. I don't know the writing process. But I saw this and I thought, I'm going to get that, because I like the novel and the fact that it's actually the voice you're hearing is the creator of the story. Really good. It was really good. So the story is Jay is the main character. The novel starts in the late 1990s. He's living in London, very unhappy with his life. 15 years before, he had written a best-selling novel. I think it was called 3 Summers with Jack Apple Joe. So this book is set in sort of two parts. There's the current time in the 1990s, and then it goes back to the 1970s, because when Jay was 13 or 14, he is sent up to the north of England to his grandparents during the summer for the school holidays. His parents are getting a divorce and he's sent up there for 3 summers in a row. And when he is up there, he meets an ex-miner called Joe. And the novel it's about relationships. It's this real important relationship between Jay and Joe. And there are unresolved issues from the 1970s that are affecting him in the late 90s. I think it's 98, 99. So what happens is he sees a brochure and he buys a chateau in France on a whim. And this is where the story takes off. It was a really good story. I think it's set in the same village that Chocolat, her first novel, was set in. I've got an idea with Joanne Harris. Her mother is French, or she's got French in her background. And she writes about France in a particular way that I like. But a very important part of this film is wine. Because at the start, when Jay is in London, he has 6 bottles of wine that Joe has made called Specials. And this is wine that's been made from potatoes and fruits and vegetables. There's no grapes in this wine. And these bottles of wine, they almost communicate between each other. I have to admit, I'm not a wine drinker. I'm a spirit drinker. I love gin. But I know with wine, people go crazy for it. And the wine is a very integral part of this story as well. It is really good, and there's just a tiny touch of magic. I won't tell you the ending because it is worth, if you want a really entertaining read this book, because as I said, I really liked it. I liked it. And the fact that I was hearing it from the authors, with the author's voice, I thought it was a really good week. Really good week. I finished listening to it last night. And as I said, it's a good story. The writing is good. Joanne Harris, she's a good writer. And the story flows, because we're going backwards from 75 to the current. 74 or 75. It's 3 summers, 3 years he's gone up there to stay at his grandparents'. And as I said, sometimes these books don't work, where it's going back and then it's forward and then it's going. If it's not done well, this is done very well. It really is done very well. And I'm so glad I got it, because it was a real treat. A real treat. So if you are interested, have a look at Joanne Harris's novels. I have read Chocolat. I said Blackberry Wine I really like. I think there's 5 Quarts of an Orange, something, I think, as well. But if you like audiobooks, as I do, as I said, I like both. I like reading a book and I like listening to a book. Have a look at just, as I said, normally I would only look at crime, but it does me good to broaden my horizons and look at different things, which I have done in this case. So that's it. I'll be back on Monday. I'm actually going to be talking about a video I'm sharing on my website and how it relates to me. So anyway, have a good weekend and I'll be back on Monday. Bye.